The Perfect Betrayal. Welcome to the channel, and if you enjoy the content, please subscribe. Let me tell you a story about a woman named Clara. For 12 years, she poured her heart into her job at Hartman Financial. Colleagues called her the backbone. Until the day her assistant, Mira, handed her a coffee with a smile and a hidden agenda. 2 weeks later, Clara stood frozen in the conference room as Mira presented her new strategy. Mira's promotion party was underway when the CEO's phone buzzed. Clara watched from her car across the street as police lights sliced through the office windows. Revenge, she realized, wasn't fiery. It was forensic. The fall from grace, public humiliation. Clara's final walk through Hartman's glass doors felt like a funeral procession. The air conditioning bit her skin as coworkers ducked into cubicles, eyes glued to screens. Mira's voice chirped behind her. "Don't forget your plants!" A spider vine, the one Clara had nursed from a cutting, tumbled into the hallway, soil scattering across polished tiles. She knelt to gather the shards, fingers trembling, while security hovered. Downstairs, the lobby buzzed with lunchtime chatter. A junior analyst she'd trained froze mid-bite, pretzel crumbs clinging to his lips as Clara passed. Outside, rain blurred the sidewalk. Her phone lit up with LinkedIn alerts. Congratulate Mira Adams on her promotion to Senior VP. The humiliation metastasized quietly. Clients dissolved contracts, citing reputation risks. Former mentees blocked her number. Even her dentist canceled an appointment, citing scheduling conflicts. At the grocery store, Hartman employees swerved carts to avoid her. The worst came via email. A terse notice from the school board removing her as treasurer. "Parent concerns," they wrote. Mira's sister, Clara realized, chaired the committee. Yet Clara's father's journals held the antidote. When truth is buried, it doesn't die. It waits. She scheduled a meeting with Hartman's largest investor, armed with server logs proving Mira's tampering. "Errors can be corrected," Clara stated, projecting unedited spreadsheets onto the boardroom screen. She handed each executive a flash drive containing Mira's deleted search history. How to frame someone for embezzlement, visited 83 times. "Transparency," she said, echoing her father, "is the ultimate audit." Her next move was quieter. She mailed printed copies of the evidence to every neighbor on Mira's street, including the book club Mira desperately wanted to join. Truth, Clara learned, travels fastest through whispers. Rock bottom, a broken mirror, and a whispered oath. The bathroom mirror cracked when her fist hit it. 7 years of bad luck, the shards whispered. For her next move, quieter. She mailed printed copies of the evidence to every neighbor, including the book club Mira desperately wanted to join. Truth, Clara learned, travels fastest through whispers. The bathroom mirror cracked when her fist hit it. 7 years of bad luck, the shards whispered. At the grocery store, Hartman employees swerved carts to avoid her. A worst came via email, a terse notice from the school board, removing her as treasurer. Said, Mira's father's journals held the antidote. When truth is buried, it doesn't die. Clara stared at blood trickling through fractured reflections. A daughter, a strategist, a fool. Downstairs, eviction notices mixed with hospital bills. Her father's voice on speakerphone rasped. Lung cancer spread, while Mira's wedding photos trended on LinkedIn. Rock bottom isn't a moment. It's the floor you rebuild on. Clara taped the mirror's pieces into a mosaic, each jagged edge mapping her next move. She downloaded Hartman's entire client database using her father's old credentials, cross-referencing Mira's forged reports with original contracts. A pattern emerged: hidden kickbacks, dummy corporations, tax evasion trails leading straight to the CEO. At 3 a.m., she drafted 2 envelopes. The first went to federal investigators, detailing financial crimes. The second, handwritten, invited Hartman's top clients to a confidential briefing. Introducing Lenda. Lenda, welcome. I know, Hartman said. She drafted 2 envelopes. The first went to federal investigators, detailing financial crimes. A pattern emerged: hidden kickbacks, dummy corporations, tax evasion. To attend, I approached Hull, exposing how Mira's team risked their investments. Clara included USB drives preloaded with proof, knowing wealthy people hate feeling duped. Her oath wasn't screamed, but coded into spreadsheets. Burn their trust. Replace their lies with your math. When the FBI raided Hartman's offices weeks later, Clara watched from a cafe across the street, sipping black coffee. Mira's perfect hair blew wild in the wind as agents led her away. Clara texted her father, 1 word: done. A reply came instantly. Now, live. Exposing how Mira's team risked their investments. Clara included USB drives preloaded with proof, knowing wealthy people hate feeling duped. Her oath wasn't screamed, but coded into spreadsheets. As agents led her away, Clara texted her father, 1 word: done. A spark in the darkness, crafting the master plan. Clara's kitchen table became a war room. Moonlight pooled around her father's journals as she charted timelines on a legal pad. Each circled date connected Mira's lies. Altered spreadsheets here, fake emails there. But revenge needed precision, not rage. She brewed tea, methodically cross-referencing server logs with security footage. The pattern emerged. Mira always sabotaged projects after client meetings, exploiting rushed deadlines. Clara's hands flew across the keyboard, rebuilding every corrupted file from cloud backups. Dawn found her staring at 3 folders, one for the IRS detailing tax fraud, another for clients proving breached contracts, the last for HR exposing Mira's hidden harassment complaints. Her father's sticky note, "Truth Sticks," guided the final touch. She scheduled anonymous emails to release in staggered bursts, ensuring each revelation would domino into the next. Mira's promotion anniversary? Perfect timing. Clara practiced her script in the cracked mirror. "You took my job, I'll take your truth." She mailed the IRS documents unsigned, knowing audits leave permanent stains. For clients, she created a secure portal with video explanations, her voice steady as a surgeon's scalpel. The final piece came from Mira's own playbook. A burner phone texted the CEO's wife screenshots of his hotel receipts. Clara deleted the SIM card, smiling. No more explosions, just slow, inexorable collapse. When the clock struck noon, she pressed send. Then she slept deeply for the first time in months. Digital ghosts, planting the seeds of ruin. Clara's fingers flew across the keyboard in her dim apartment, the glow of 3 monitors painting her face blue. Hartman servers hummed on screen. Old admin portals, her father's codes still unlocked. She uploaded reconstructed client files into Mira's secure drive. Each document laced with hidden metadata showing the original fraud dates. Next, a script to auto-email regulators whenever Mira edited key spreadsheets. The genius was in the triggers. Clara mirrored Hartman's client database to a private cloud, linking it to an anonymous tip line. Every time Mira deleted evidence, backup copies would ping investigators. She even rigged the CEO's vacation photos, innocently shared on the company server, to contain encrypted transaction logs. At 2:17 a.m., Clara planted her final ghost. She resurrected a deleted Slack channel, seeding it with fabricated praise from Mira about the CEO's creative accounting. Then she looped in every department head's email as passive subscribers. 3 days later, the dominoes fell. IRS agents arrived as Mira tried deleting a tax file. ensuring all these records in her back door. Triggering an automatic alert to the press. The CEO's lake house selfie became front-page news when a blogger decoded the hidden data. Clara sipped tea, watching Hartman's stock nosedive. Digital ghosts, she'd learned, never stop haunting. The unraveling, loyalties exposed. The boardroom screens flickered with timestamps as Clara's voice cut through the silence. September 14th, 2:03 a.m. Mira's login altered Thompson account figures. Executive shifted. Eyes darting between security footage of Mira planting fake emails and financial logs showing CEO-approved kickbacks. Mira stood abruptly, chair screeching. "This is doctored," she hissed. Clara tapped her phone. A recorded call played. Mira's voice negotiating bribes with an offshore shell company. The CEO reached for the door. "Sit," snapped the lead investor. "We're calling the auditors." Clara's evidence unfolded like origami, every crease precise. We both turned deeply inside and fell to the dogs. One by one, every shredded cleanup again, and this time, thankfully, waking up from it and reconciling the difference. 1. Press references for all. This time Mira's friend as toxic information. They all confined in her house, with only there when she asked a Bahatsi. And when the dominoes fell, the friend, he became the CEO. That's how it started. Server metadata proved Mira's edits. Encrypted chats revealed the CEO's quid pro quo deals. Even the janitor's testimony resurfaced, now corroborated by parking garage cameras. One by one, the CEO blushed fists. Until the CEO blushed fists, Mira's family was mounted in the family's courtroom. Clara smiles down the street jumping, watching parking lot's reaction, window popcorn globing. In the courtroom waiting, Clara stops inside and brings all the actions unfolding and playing, leaving her seat to sit down. Opening the box, crying when Clara pressed enter and then finished it. Clara ordered and brought a few empty investigators home. The boardroom flickered with timestamps everywhere. And digital ghosts never stop haunting. And then, thankfully, we just had to. By noon, HR escorted Mira out, her designer heels clicking a hollow rhythm. The CEO resigned via terse email. Clara remained motionless as the board offered reinstatement. "No," she said, sliding across a USB drive. "Share this with every employee by 5 p.m. The file contained unedited truths. Mira's harassment complaints against juniors, the CEO's tax evasion, even expense report fraud. Hartman's staff erupted in Slack channels, forwarding screenshots to competitors. Clara drove home, windows down. Rebuilding trust, she knew, required burning every contaminated beam. Tomorrow, she'd draft new corporate bylaws, transparency mandates, whistleblower protections. But tonight, she watered her spider vine, its roots already climbing toward sunlight. Fireworks at dawn. The pre-dawn glow painted Hartman's empty offices when Clara's final keystroke echoed. She'd spent weeks weaving invisible threads, replicated server logs sent to every employee, IRS triggers synced to Mira's computer, the CEO's offshore accounts mapped onto public review sites. At 5:01 a.m., smartphones buzzed worldwide. Junior analysts gasped at Slack channels flooding with unedited client files. Investors awoke to spreadsheets proving their portfolios were smoke. By sunrise, the board's emergency call devolved into shouting, Mira's voice shrill over speakerphone. "It's all lies!" Clara sipped coffee at her kitchen table, watching live-streamed chaos. Security footage showed FBI agents sweeping into Hartman's lobby as employees carried out boxes. The CEO's resignation trended by noon. Mira's wedding photos were replaced with mugshots by dusk. That evening, Clara met her father's lawyer. "They'll sue," he warned. She handed him a flash drive containing Hartman's full audit trail. Let them. 3 lessons she'd etch into any betrayed soul. First, document everything. Cloud backups are cheaper than lawyers. Second, wait for their triumph before striking. Arrogance blinds. Third, rebuild quietly. Clara's new consulting firm opened the next week, its motto lifted from her father's journal. Trust survives the fire. Clients followed, not through revenge, but the quiet glow of integrity restored. Ashes to empire, a new throne forged. The spider vine climbed lush and wild in Clara's new office window, rescued from Hartman's hallway, now thriving. A client's handshake lingered as he said, "We trust your numbers." Outside, Hartman's empty tower bore "for lease" signs, while Clara's consulting firm filled 3 floors. She'd hired the junior analyst who once dropped his pretzel, now her COO. Rebuilding wasn't about vengeance. But the quiet glow of integrity restored that tone. Not of vengeance. No, of a new throne. Forever. But architecture. Clara mandated open book policies. Every spreadsheet version tracked, every decision logged. When a rival tried bribing her team, they handed her the check unopened. "Integrity's cheaper," her COO joked. Her father's journals stayed on her desk, dog-eared at one entry. "Burn the rot, but save the seeds." Clients became partners. Profits funded cancer research. At Mira's fraud trial, Clara submitted a character letter, not for mercy, but precedent. The judge quoted her closing line. "Trust isn't rebuilt in boardrooms. It's watered daily, like plants." Clara's voicemail still plays her father's advice. Leave a trail so clear, even your enemies could follow. Employees add their own lessons now. The newest? A sticky note from the janitor turned IT manager. Truth's a ladder. Build it wide enough for everyone.